Hi everyone and welcome to my March book haul. It's my birthday a couple of days ago and also my parents came over last weekend and we did some book shopping, so I've got a lot of books to show you, so I'm just going to plunge right on in. No particular order here. So first up, this is a book that I borrowed. We're all completely beside ourselves. Everyone keeps talking about this. I don't actually know very much about it, but yeah, it's just popping up on everyone's kind of to be read lists and my Amazon recommendations and stuff. So yeah, looking out for this one. I borrowed this from Paul's mum Dorothy, so thank you Dorothy. Awesome. Next up, so 4 books here. This was my filler book. There's this bookshop in Oxford where all the books are £3, it's like a remainder place. All the books are £3, but if you buy 2, that's £5. So I always try and round it up to an even number. This is one I bought because I had 3 books that I knew I wanted to get. It's called Fate, with the tagline, Death and Beauty, Magic and Science. I love Death and Beauty and Magic and Science. I read this completely based, sorry, about that, the rabbit was trying to eat a cable. So I bought this completely based on the strength of its first page, which I'll read to you. What are you? Alice asked. My great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter is full of questions. What I am, I told her, is the story of my life, and it's too long a story for today. This is the kind of stuff I like. I like historical fiction, I like magic-y stuff, and I like the history of science. I think it's a really interesting thing for a book to be about, so I got this one. Next was Beyond the Lyric, which is a poetry collection and also kind of like academic book. It's written by Fiona Sampson, who used to teach at Warwick where I went. Fiona never taught me, but I saw her talk and stuff, and I think she's really cool. So it's an academic book. It's a book about poetry but with illustrations of actual poems, which is my favourite way to learn about poetry, so looking forward to that. It's kind of a roundup of contemporary English poetry, which is good. I also have Call the Midwife audiobook. I really like Call the Midwife. I really like watching it on telly. Sometimes when me and Paul are driving, we listen to audiobooks. I'm quite looking forward to this, to be honest. A little bit of a guilty pleasure maybe. The final book, my 4th book, is The Paris Review, which is a collection of short stories. I've been trying to read a little bit more short stories as a way to improve my own writing, because I think that they're such a good practice. I've been trying to write more short stories, and as a side note to that, I've been trying to read more short stories. I think you can learn a lot about writing from them because they are complete within themselves, if you see what I mean. So they're kind of an efficient way to read and an efficient way to get better at writing. So very excited to read that. I suck at reading collections of short stories. I have so many good intentions. That one and Beyond the Lyric as well. Like I'm going to try really hard. I may not finish both of those. This is the kind of thing that I do. I buy it and think like, oh, this is going to be amazing, and I never read it. I'll just listen to Call the Midwife while like knitting or something. Gonna try really hard though. So that's the end of bargain bookshop books. Another book that I got is this, which is more short stories, and it's also non-fiction. This is The Moth, which is edited by, well, it's introduced by Neil Gaiman, and there's a writing credit from someone else as well. It's true stories. There's a podcast to this as well, which I haven't caught, but I think it's very much along the lines of the This American Life kind of mould. I didn't mean to buy this book, I'm not going to lie to you. I was picking it up because one of my colleagues was having a birthday, and my boss asked me to get him this because he'd heard of it and he thought it was really good, and it was quite late and I had quite a lot of other stuff that I was trying to carry home on my bike, including some bottles of wine and stuff, and it was dark and it was raining, and basically the cloth bag that was holding this book swung into my bike wheel and did this. So that's not cool. There were also 3 bananas in that bag and they fared even less well. But I thought I'd keep it because it looks like a really cool book and the kind of thing I might have bought myself anyway, to be honest. Next up, it's just been my birthday, so some of these are like birthday haul. Lips Touch by Laini Taylor. I bloody love Laini Taylor. I think she's so great. She did the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, which I finished last year and which I really, really, really liked. I actually have Lips Touch on as a digital edition on my Nook, but it wasn't doing it for me, to be honest. I didn't like it. There are quite a lot of illustrations in it and they just didn't render on my screen very well at all, and I got frustrated with it, so I'm very excited to do this. One of these stories is based on the Goblin Market, which is one of my favourite poems ever, so yeah. Really, really pleased about that one. Similarly, in the oh my god, I love things like this birthday book, these are both from Paul actually, is The Mermaid's Sister, which is a young adult book about the sister of a mermaid. Last year I did a lot of research on mermaids. I took a show up to Edinburgh called The Splitting of the Mermaid, a poetry show, so I did a lot of research. This has come out since then. This actually apparently won an award. I think it might have been self-published and then Amazon picked it up or something, but it was kind of like innovatively published. I think it's quite a young and a new author. I'm about 2 chapters into this and already I really like the setup, so yeah, I think that's going to be an awesome one. These aren't books, these are DVDs. But both DVDs based on books. Oranges Are Not the Only Fruit. Brilliant. I haven't seen that and it's such a classic. I'm really looking forward to that. And also Narnia. I remember one of my earliest memories is sitting on a sofa aged 4 eating an ice cream and watching The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. I'm really looking forward to watching these again. You can never find them, they're never on telly. I'm looking forward to a solid Sunday afternoon for the foreseeable future viewing these. I love Narnia, I really, really love it. I never picked up on that whole religious subtext when I was a child, so rewatching them be interesting. But yeah, very happy memories with this. So that is Wicked. This is another book from my parents, The Hourglass Factory. This has actually been on my wish list for a while, but I don't think they know that. I think they just got it because they know what I like, and what I like is historical fiction about lesbians. That's basically it. So this follows the story of, I haven't read it yet. I'm assuming it's a lesbian love story. It kind of reads like it's going to be. Ebony Diamond and Frankie George meet each other. Ebony is a circus reporter and Frankie is a cub reporter out to prove herself. I already love it. Historical fiction and about the suffragettes as well. So probably going to be really subversive, really political, really cool. Really looking forward to that, and a mystery. So The Hourglass Factory, very, very much looking forward to that one. Another one that my parents bought me was this, Any Woman's Blues. This is a second-hand book, no idea when it was published. I think early 80s, I think. And this is a collection of contemporary black women writers who are now, of course, women writers of 30 years ago. This looks really cool. I've had a little flick through. I'm definitely going to do a review of this because it's really like interesting, cool collection and not like anything that I have at the moment. So yeah, very much looking forward to Any Women's Blues. My dad is a blues musician, so that might be one of the reasons he picked that out for me. I don't know. Oh right, yeah, more of a little, this is more things I bought when my parents were over. The Earthsea Quartet by Ursula Le Guin. I've heard a lot about her. She seems amazing. I've never read any of her books, so I thought I'd get 4 Quartet books. Yeah, not a lot to say about that. Very much looking forward to that. The next, I've had this on my kind of like to find and read list for absolutely ages, is The Harbour Beyond the Movie by Luke Kennard. This is a poetry book. Luke Kennard's one of my favourite contemporary poets. I think he's really funny and clever and cool, and so I've had my eye on this for a while. What I might do, rather than like reading part 1 of them out, which is a bit cringy and also like his work, not mine, is I might put a link to a couple of his poems in the description box, because The Murderer in particular is very, very, very funny and you'll all enjoy it. So yeah, check out down there for that. So that's that book. The last 2 are both Paul's Christmas books that he's finished with. One is The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. This is huge, but he got through it really quickly. He said it was brilliant. I've never actually managed to read any David Mitchell. Well, that's not true. I read Backstory, but That's not the same David Mitchell, unfortunately. So yeah, I've had Cloud Atlas and Number 9 Dream on my bookshelves for absolutely ages. I'm going to have another go. I hate about myself that I'm put off by thick, wodgy literary fiction. Like, grow up. Why am I scared of it? Actually, I'm scared of it because sometimes with really heavy books I drop them on my face when I'm falling asleep, but I'll just take precautions. So The Bone Clocks, I'm coming for you. I might put this second on my list after the Mermaid sister book, because I really want to read that. And finally, this won the Costa Prize, and Paul also said it was the best book he's read in a long time. H is for Hawk. This looks so beautiful and so charming. It's actually a non-fiction book, and it's about someone who trains hawks, I guess so. But anyway, I don't read very much non-fiction, but I do really like it when I do, so I'm really looking forward to reading this. That's all there is to say about that. If you've read any of the books that I've hauled and you've really enjoyed them, or you've not enjoyed them, or whatever, then leave me a comment below. I'd really like to kind of like have a chat about them. When I've read some of them, I'll do another kind of little wrap up, or if any of them are amazing, I'll review them, or if you'd particularly like to hear a review, just let me know below. Like and subscribe if you like to subscribe, and thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Bye!